Ever wonder if you're fully prepared for any emergency situation? It's a question that nags at the back of our minds, especially in an unpredictable world. Preparedness is more than just having a go bag handy. It's about knowing where to go when calamity strikes. Today, we're going to delve into the topic of unique bug-out locations. We're not talking about your traditional forest hideouts or secluded cabins. Instead, we're exploring 10 locations most people, even seasoned preppers, wouldn't even think about. These are places often overlooked, yet they offer great potential for safety, resources, and strategic advantages. From the concrete depths of underground parking garages to the quiet corners of libraries, these locations have more to offer than meets the eye. They're the unexpected havens in the urban landscape, the unconventional refuges in the heart of civilization. So, are you ready to challenge the norms of survivalism? Stick around to uncover these hidden gems of safety. First on our list is the often overlooked underground parking garages. Now you might be thinking, a parking garage? Really? But hear me out. These subterranean structures are not only sturdy, but they also offer shelter from extreme weather conditions. Whether it's a blazing sun, torrential downpour, or even the icy grip of winter, an underground parking garage can provide you with a much-needed respite. The beauty of these places is that they're not just about shelter. They're also about concealment. In a parking garage, you're out of sight, which can be a significant advantage in certain situations. But that's not all. These places can also be treasure troves of potentially useful resources. From vehicles to tools, who knows what you might stumble upon in these concrete catacombs. So, while it might not be the Ritz, and you might have to deal with the occasional echo, an underground parking garage can be a lifesaver in a pinch. Next up, we have libraries. Libraries, those quiet, often overlooked bastions of knowledge, make for excellent bug-out locations. Why, you ask? Well, for starters, libraries are typically solid structures, designed to stand the test of time. They're built to withstand harsh weather conditions and, importantly, they usually have multiple exits, providing various escape routes if necessary. Inside, you'll find a wealth of resources. Beyond the obvious, books, magazines, and newspapers, you might find computers, maps, and historical records. These can prove invaluable for learning new survival skills, staying informed, and planning your next move. Entertainment, too, is not to be underestimated when it comes to maintaining morale in a crisis situation. Libraries also tend to be centrally located, making them ideal gathering points for community members. They're recognizable, easy to find, and often equipped with facilities like restrooms and drinking fountains. Knowledge is power, especially in an emergency. Our third location is a little more aquatic, marinas. Now you might be wondering, what makes a marina a good bug-out location? Well, it's all about versatility and resources. Marinas offer a wealth of opportunities for survival. They're typically stocked with boats of all shapes and sizes. These vessels could serve as temporary shelter, transportation, or even a fishing platform. Imagine casting a line into the water to catch your dinner, all from the safety of your boat. Moreover, marinas also often have boathouses or storage areas. These spaces can provide additional shelter, as well as potential hiding spots for your supplies. But the real gem of a marina is the water itself. Water is a resource in the most fundamental sense, and in a pinch, it can also be an escape route, affording you the ability to put some distance between you and potential threats. Remember, water is a resource and a potential escape route. Fourth on the list, a breath of fresh air, greenhouses. Now I know what you're thinking. Greenhouses? Really? But bear with me here. You see, greenhouses are more than just glass and plants. They're a controlled environment, a microcosm of the natural world where you can grow your own food regardless of the season. Imagine having fresh produce even in the dead of winter. But that's not all. With their sturdy structure and enclosed nature, greenhouses can also provide a potential shelter, keeping you safe from the elements. Plus, they're usually located in rural areas away from the hustle and bustle of cities, which could be a boon in a survival situation. And let's not forget about the psychological benefits. Being surrounded by greenery can do wonders for your mental health, especially in stressful times. So, don't write off greenhouses just yet. They might just be the sanctuary you need. Sustainability is key in any survival situation. Next, we're heading to the industrial side of things, abandoned factories. These hulking skeletons of a bygone era may seem off-putting at first, but they hold a surprising amount of potential for those who know what to look for. Shelter? Check. These factories were built to last, often with solid brick or concrete walls that can withstand the elements and, importantly, unwelcome visitors. Potential resources? Double check. Even long after the machinery has ground to a halt, these factories can be treasure troves of useful materials. And let's not forget the multiple entrances and exits, a critical factor for anyone looking to avoid being cornered. The labyrinthine layout of these factories can be a blessing and a curse. On one hand, there's plenty of room to hide if someone unwelcome stumbles upon your haven. On the other, it's easy to get lost if you're not careful. A little dust never hurt anyone, especially when safety is at stake. Our sixth location takes us back to our roots. Caves. Now, caves are as old as time itself and have served as natural shelters for our ancestors. They offer excellent protection from weather extremes, be it scorching heat or freezing cold. The cool temperatures inside the caves also make them perfect for preserving food. Moreover, they are often located near water sources, which is a crucial survival element. However, venturing into caves isn't without its challenges. They require careful exploration and understanding. It's essential to check for signs of unstable rocks and to ensure the cave isn't already occupied by wildlife. Also, remember to be prepared to deal with the damp and dark conditions inside. Caves, despite their potential risks, can be an excellent bug-out location if you know how to navigate them safely. They are natural, sturdy, and most importantly, often overlooked. Nature provides if you know where to look. Next up, a place of learning and safety. Schools. You may not think of schools as an ideal bug-out location, but they can be surprisingly suitable. Built to be sturdy and safe, schools are often designed to withstand a variety of emergencies. They typically have numerous rooms that could be used for shelter, from classrooms to gymnasiums, all providing ample space for a group of survivors. Moreover, schools often have a wealth of resources. Think about the cafeteria, packed with industrial-grade cooking equipment and potentially a stockpile of non-perishable food items. The nurse's office might also have a supply of basic medical equipment and medications, invaluable in an emergency situation. Schools are also usually centrally located within a community, making them easily accessible. While it's true that these locations might be on other people's radar, with the right preparation and strategy, they can provide a safe and resourceful haven. In an emergency, every room is a classroom. Eighth on our list, warehouses. Now, don't let the size of these structures intimidate you. In fact, it's one of their greatest assets. Imagine ample space for storage, shelter, and even potential resources that might be left behind. Warehouses are often strategically located near transportation hubs, making them easily accessible. They are typically built to withstand harsh weather conditions, providing a robust shelter during a storm or severe weather event. Of course, securing such a large space can be a challenge. It might require more effort and resources, but the payoff could be worth it. Think of the possibilities. A huge indoor garden, a spacious living area, or even a workshop for crafting and repairs. And let's not forget about the potential resources. Depending on the warehouse type, you might find useful equipment, materials, or even food supplies left behind. Remember, in a survival situation, size does matter. A larger space means more options and more opportunities to thrive. Size matters when it comes to safety. Next, a place of peace and sanctuary. Churches. These hallowed halls aren't just for Sunday service. When you think about it, churches are often built with community and hospitality in mind. They usually have a kitchen, perfect for preparing and storing food. They have multiple rooms, offering ample shelter and space for rest. And let's not forget, churches are typically located in central areas of a community, making them easily accessible and often within reach of other essential resources. But beyond the practical, there's something to be said about the psychological comfort they offer. In times of uncertainty, these spaces can provide a sense of peace and solace. They remind us of community, of unity, and of hope. So, while it may not be the first place that comes to mind when considering bug-out locations, churches offer a unique blend of practicality and comfort that shouldn't be overlooked. In times of crisis, a little faith can go a long way. Last but not least, museums. Now here's a location that most wouldn't consider, but let's delve a little deeper. Museums are typically built as sturdy structures designed to protect priceless artifacts from the elements. This makes them a fantastic choice for shelter in a pinch. They often feature multiple rooms and levels, which can provide ample space for individuals or even groups. These spaces can be used for sleeping, storage, or even as a safe place to regroup and plan. And let's not forget the resources. While it's true that we're not suggesting you start pilfering exhibits, many larger museums have on-site cafeterias or gift shops. These could potentially be a goldmine of non-perishable food items and useful tools. We're thinking about survival here, folks, and sometimes that means getting a little creative. So why not consider a museum as a potential bug-out location? In the face of adversity, culture and history stand strong. So, there you have it, 10 bug-out locations you might not have considered before. We've journeyed through the depths of underground parking garages, explored the quiet corners of libraries, and sailed into the potential sanctuaries of marinas. We've stepped into the lush oasis of greenhouses, wandered through the echoing halls of abandoned factories, and delved into the hidden recesses of caves. We've revisited the familiar classrooms of schools, navigated the expansive spaces of warehouses, sought solace in the hallowed halls of churches, and marveled at the historical treasures of museums. These places go beyond the traditional concept of a bug-out location. They remind us to think outside the box in our quest for safety. Remember, every location has its own set of unique benefits and challenges. It's all about finding the one that fits your specific needs and circumstances. Remember, preparedness is not just about having the right gear, but also knowing the right places. Stay safe out there.